Hi guys, so this is my very first video, and I was going through my comics that I just picked up, and I was thinking that maybe this would make for a good video. So I was thinking we could go through the last few things I've picked up for my pull list. This isn't my entire pull list, but I tried to create a little bit of a theme, and we can discuss the art and what I love about them, what maybe I don't love about them. You can get a little peek into what I'm reading. So the very first thing at the top of my pile is something that I feel bad I haven't really been keeping up on, but I've been picking it up because it sort of checks a bunch of my boxes. So I've been picking up Rocket Girl, and this one is a good representation of a theme that's very common in my pull list, and it's got a female protagonist. I'm a sucker for buying any comic that has a female protagonist, especially if she seems like she's not going to be the normal swords and bustiers sort of heroine. And I thought Rocket Girl seemed kind of badass, so I picked it up. And look at that art. I mean, it's gorgeous. Kind of retro and modern at the same time. Let me take a look and see if I can find any favorite pages. This is one I honestly started picking up just because of the covers. I'm really bad at judging a book by its cover, but usually it steers me in the right direction. Ooh, let's see. This is gorgeous. Okay, so I love when pages have sort of like a continuous color scheme, and it's really, really, well, take a look. Beautiful. Gorgeous purples and blues. And it's an action sequence, but it all flows together beautifully. And that's something that I really love in comics, is when I can tell a lot of thought has been put into organization and the art. But I also love kind of messy, less thought out art, so to speak. And so for a good example of that, I also picked this up kind of on a whim. I picked up, where is it? Right here. Okay. So I kind of splurged and got the first 4 issues of the new series of Tank Girl, which also stars a female protagonist, and again a badass, which is very much my thing. Look at how cool that cover is. And so this art, this is what really caught me, because I think if this had been drawn in sort of a regular, clean style, it would not have grabbed my attention, but this is cool. Let me show you. It's very kind of like underground, kind of messy, sketchy in a way. I love that. When it's intentional, I love that. And I find that this one's done very masterfully. It's a little bit like a Picasso painting in a way. I don't know if that's too high praise, but I think it's cool. It also comes with, this reminds me of like buying magazines when I was 13. Get a full poster of the cover. And I think they do that for all the issues. Let's take a look, because I've got issue 2. Which again, look at those faces. How awesome is that? Let's see if there's a poster in this one. Oh yeah, awesome. Anything that sort of has that underground badass chick aesthetic is my thing. That's why I'm such a big, my favorite thing in the entire world is the Love and Rockets comics by the Hernandez Bros. That's my favorite. If you ever want to give me a present and have me just melt into the ground, give me a Love and Rockets comic. I'll lose my mind. I really have to read these. I just bought them the other day. I haven't had time yet, but with art like this, kind of reminds me of how fantastic is that? Kind of reminds me of the art. I wish I remembered the artist's name, but he does the Gonzo illustrations for Hunter S. Thompson. One of you all know who that is. I don't remember. I wish I did. And that's number 4. So another series that I've been really excited about is A Voice in the Dark. Again, we're seeing a theme. I'm a little bit predictable. I think at the comic shop they already know what I'm going to put in my file before I know, because it has a girl on the cover and she's fully dressed and she looks like a badass. I'm going to be into it, inevitably. So, A Voice in the Dark, when I originally found out about this comic, what made me extra excited about it was the author and artist. He is, as far as I understand, he's quadriplegic. So he does all of the art using a stylus that he holds in his mouth, which is just incredible, because let me show you this art. You'd never guess in a million years that someone wasn't using their hand. Let me find a good representative one. And that's how he draws faces. Okay, here's one. It's a good page. And the art is simple, it's clean, it's all in grayscale. But it's pretty evocative for such a horrifying comic. It is horrifying, it's gory, so if you like things that are kind of psychological thrillers with a mix of gore and moodiness, I'm not selling it very well, but it's cool. It's cool. Okay, so this is a little different. So this is called Shame. This is the smaller version that they were selling at a con. I already own both trades from this series. As far as I understand, this one has only been released or in trade format. Reason being, let me show you the art. It takes so much work that to put this out in a monthly format would be near impossible. Look at how gorgeous this is. It's all watercolor paintings. And the artist, who I believe is named John Bolton, it's all done by hand. I don't think he does it digitally, if my memory serves. I was speaking with the editor, and he spoke really reverently of John's work. But this art, the art, is what really sold me on this series. I find another page. How beautiful is that? I think his character model for her was Gemma Ward, the Australian model. Let me see if I can find a photo that shows her face better. That, yeah. How beautiful is that? gorgeous. I'm a sucker for anything that's painted in watercolors. There's this mini series, and they just put out another one-shot called Beasts of Burden, which is about a group of neighborhood dogs who solve mysteries and crimes, and it's so much deeper and more serious than you would ever guess, just judging by that description. But it's all done in watercolors, and it's just beyond beautiful. So another one I've been reading right now is Alex and Ada. And I think the fact that Jonathan Luna works on this one is what originally drew me to it. The art is not what I generally consider my style. I mean, it's clean, but it's not necessarily comic booky. It almost looks more like a web comic to me. But I've really been sucked into the story, which is about a man in the not too distant future in which it's normal for people to have companions or servants who are robots, humanoid robots, and those companions can even be lovers. And so he is given Ada, who is his robot companion, and it's fascinating. I love anything set in the not too distant future. I love dystopian novels. I love anything like that. But yeah, Alex and Ada, definitely worth picking up. So the other thing I've been reading, and this is one of my absolute favorites. Again, following my very, very predictable theme. It's Rat Queens. Oh my, do I ever love Rat Queens. It is just my favorite thing. Why do I love it? I love it because, of course, it has female protagonists. I love it because it is sexy without being exploitative. It's very sex positive. I love it because it's hilarious. I love it because it's beautifully drawn. It's just some of my favorite comics I've read in a very long time. So this is always one of my most exciting pickups. I kind of plan my schedule around when Rat Queens comes out. Love it to death. It's one of my favorite current comics. And the characters are so fantastic. Betty's my favorite though. Okay. What else? Oh, okay, I was really excited to pick this up the other day. I don't know if any of you saw it, but there was a pilot that was put out not too long ago, kind of long ago, maybe like a year ago, called Bee and Puppy Cat. There's a comic now. I just about squealed out loud when I saw this. I was so excited because I loved the cartoons so much. And I accidentally, well, not accidentally, but I knowingly purchased cover B. So I think they charged me about $10 for it. It's okay, because this is awesome. And the art is very similar to the pilot, if you've seen that. So it's very bright, very vibrant. It's very much like Adventure Time, if you like Adventure Time. Or, what's the one with the crazy inventor uncle and his nephew? That one, by the guy who does Community. Although this has its own kind of sense of humor. It's a little bit more surreal. Not that it's easy to be more surreal than Adventure Time. And it's a little bit more introspective, I guess. But look at this art. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, I just love it. It's simple, beautiful. And I love that the outlines are done in pink rather than black. Makes it super dreamy. Okay. Another one. So this one, I think it's becoming quite popular, is Deadly Class, which I originally picked up on recommendation of the guys at my local comic shop. I quite like it so far. This one's another example of a comic that I wouldn't necessarily pick up, just because the art maybe isn't what I'm usually drawn to. It's really different. The faces are sort of sketchy and a little bit, I think they all kind of look like snakes, to be honest. Maybe that's just me. But it is pretty darn cool. It's sort of like X-Men with Kill Bill. It's neat. It's really neat. Again, worth picking up. I think this one's gonna be huge. Colors are just fantastic. Okay, what do we have left? One left. My favorite comic in the whole world. Like everybody else. Okay. Then finally, finally, a new issue of Saga. 3-month hiatus was really long for me. This, along with Rat Queens, is what I plan my trips to the comic shop around. It's my favorite thing in the world. They know I'm coming in to pick up my file when a new issue of Saga comes out. And this one was fantastic. I loved it. I'm not going to spoil it for any of you, but I adored it. And I would show you the absolutely freaking amazing first page, but I think you also have to experience that for yourselves. Also, it's a little not safe for work, so but I'll show you something else, especially if you've never heard of Saga or read Saga. It's a space, well, it's like everything you loved about Firefly mixed with, God, it's weird, it's hard to categorize. It's sex, space, violence, and comedy. It's great. And the art is done by Fiona Staples, who's one of my absolute favorites. Another reason why I originally started reading this one, because if you have a female artist, I'm always going to give you a chance. Let's find a page that's non-spoilery. It shows how beautiful her art is. This is a good example. God, I love her art. She is the queen of facial expressions. They're always fantastic. Always. And for everything from being sarcastic to being angry to being sad, she can do it. Or just, you know, pure joy. I love it. But if you take one recommendation from me, this would be it. This is my absolute favorite. I hope to make a video every time I pick up my file. This is something a little bit new for me, so it was a little bit by the seat of my pants, kind of making it up as I go along. But hopefully you liked poking around my comic collection. If you ever want to see more of it, just let me know. Have a good night.